Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your support. Today, I read an article on yahoo.com written by Jeremiah Boudin titled, Ford just slashed the price of its F-150 Lightning electric pickup truck by almost $10,000. The price wars are heating up. I'll include a link to the article in the description below. I encourage you to read the full article to support the author and news source. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of this article that are of public interest. According to the article, great news for people looking to buy an all-electric pickup truck. Ford recently slashed the price of its F-150 Lightning by nearly $10,000. In my opinion, this is terrible news for someone who may have just recently purchased one of these very expensive Ford Lightning EV pickup trucks. Imagine going to a Ford dealership and purchasing one of these expensive trucks just to find out a few weeks later or a few months later that Ford reduced the price by $10,000. Imagine what this price reduction is going to do to the resale value for some of these pickup trucks. This article goes on to indicate Motor Trend named the Ford F-150 Lightning as its Truck of the Year for 2023. That's the overall category, not just the best electric truck, writing that it successfully bridges the gulf between the powertrain of the future and the pickup of today, in a way no other EV truck on the market has accomplished. I have a very simple question. If the Ford F-150 Lightning EV is the truck of the year for 2023, why aren't more of them selling? Motor Trend says the F-150 Lightning bridges the gulf between the powertrain of the future and the pickup of today. I really don't think EVs are the powertrain of the future, for trucks anyway. The Ford F-150 Lightning EV is more of a fancy sports car in a truck body, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I like the Ford Lightning. I have liked the Ford Lightning for many, many years. I really liked the Ford Lightning pickup truck that was in the very first Fast and the Furious movie. In that particular movie, the Ford Lightning pickup truck had a gas-powered engine with a supercharger. The performance that Ford was able to deliver out of a truck with that supercharged gas engine was quite phenomenal during that era. Let's forget about the Ford Lightning EV. Let's focus on electric vehicle technology being the powertrain of the future for trucks. There are a lot of truck owners who haul for a living. Some of these individuals load up their truck and their trailer. They travel long distances, in some cases across the country. Then they unload their cargo and then make the journey back to their home destination in order to fill up their truck and trailer again for another load. Some of these long haulers don't have time to be stopping at charging stations along their route and having to wait a half hour or an hour in order for their truck to fully charge before they can get on with their trip. For individuals who haul for a living, time is money. Many do not want to have to sit around at a charging station waiting for their truck to charge. Another potential obstacle for individuals who haul long distances is the current charging infrastructure here in the United States of America. There may be adequate charging infrastructure in some urban areas and some suburban areas. When you get out into the middle of nowhere here in the United States of America, it becomes more difficult to find charging infrastructure. Individuals who haul for a living are probably not going to want to have to look for charging stations along their route. Some are not going to want to have to divert from their route in order to find a charging station to recharge their electric vehicle truck. Again, time is money for individuals who haul for a living. If you do a quick search online, you can find plenty of articles that talk about how batteries do not function well during extreme temperatures, whether that be an extremely cold environment or an extremely hot environment. Individuals who depend on their truck to earn a living are not going to want to have to sacrifice performance due to extreme temperatures. Some individuals who own an EV truck right now may only use it locally. They might run to the hardware store, pick up a few items and put them in the bed of their truck, and then go home and unload, and things may just be fine. If you are someone who uses a truck to earn your living and you have a large trailer completely loaded down and you are on the open road, you simply can't be worrying about performance issues due to extreme temperatures. When you pass by a construction job site, sometimes you will see a construction trailer and a temporary electrical pole. The temporary electrical pole provides power that is needed at that construction site. Have you ever seen a bunch of charging stations installed at your typical construction site? Do you think we are going to see these fast chargers installed at a variety of construction sites around the United States of America just so work trucks that use an EV platform can charge up throughout the day? Now, if you're the job site superintendent, you could potentially charge your EV pickup truck at home. You get to the construction trailer, you park it, you go inside, you work for the day, you leave work, you get back in your EV pickup truck, and you go back home. There's no need to charge your EV pickup truck at work. There are a lot of pickup trucks that are used throughout the entire day on a construction job site. They're moving tools, equipment, materials around. They put these trucks through the paces. They really use and abuse these trucks throughout the day. I simply can't see construction companies paying to have charging stations installed at a variety of different construction sites just so they can charge up all of their work trucks that have an EV platform. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe construction companies will in fact do this. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. In a video posted on X, formerly Twitter, Ford's CEO said, and I'll quote, "Charging has been pretty challenging." He was talking about a Route 66 road trip he made in a Ford F-150 Lightning EV recently. Maybe this is one reason why Ford lowered the price on its F-150 Lightning EV pickup truck. Perhaps Ford is starting to realize there isn't quite the demand that they thought there would be for these EV trucks. While the Biden administration is pushing EV technology, I don't think it's the right direction. When you pull into a gas station, you can fill up your vehicle in a few minutes, and then you can go about your day, and another vehicle can pull in behind you and quickly fill up in a few minutes. When you have an EV vehicle, you have to pull into a charging station, and it can take up to an hour for a vehicle to fully charge. Imagine the bottlenecks that could be created across the United States of America if we transition as a country to EV technology exclusively. Right now, we have gas stations all across the country, in urban areas, suburban areas, and in remote rural areas. Individuals can typically find a gas station anywhere that they need to on their route. Can the same be said for EV charging stations right now? No, it can't. Will we see more EV charging stations in the future? Yes, I believe we will. But how many years will it take before we have enough EV charging stations to be able to service all of the EV vehicles that the government believes we will be having in the future? I think it is going to take a very long time before we have enough EV charging infrastructure here in the United States of America to be able to support a sizable number of EV vehicles. I think a lot of the automakers around the world are making the wrong move with regard to focusing so heavily on EV technology for their vehicles. I think many automakers need to get back to basics and quit selling video games on wheels. There are many everyday Americans who are struggling financially right now. There are a lot of individuals who cannot afford these expensive EV vehicles. I think automakers need to focus on inexpensive transportation that is simply basic, safe, and reliable. The only car that Ford still manufactures is the Mustang. I think this is a bad move also. I think Ford should at least have one car in addition to the Mustang. They should produce a family car. Do you remember a period of time when the Ford Taurus was a best-selling vehicle? I'm not saying I liked the Taurus, but there were a lot of individuals who did love the Taurus. I think Ford could reflect on some of their past successes and come out with a vehicle that everyday Americans could afford. Keep the car very basic. Roll-up windows, manual locks, rubber floor, metal roof, no fuzzy headliner. Just keep this car as affordable as possible so everyday Americans don't need to go into debt for 84 months just to be able to afford it. We may not see a reprieve with regard to interest rates for some time. Because of this, it is going to be very expensive for a lot of individuals to finance a new vehicle. Why don't automakers focus on manufacturing an entry-level vehicle that more everyday individuals can afford? I know a lot of everyday Americans have grown accustomed to power windows and power locks and all types of fancy electronic features. The truth of the matter is, there are a lot of people who can't afford these luxuries. There are a lot of people who try to afford these luxuries and they get themselves deep into debt trying to do so. I read an article on usatoday.com published on August 21st, 2023, titled, "There's only one new car under $20,000. Here are 5 cars with the lowest average prices in the US." This article was put out by Francisco Guzman. According to this article, the only new car available for less than $20,000 is the Mitsubishi Mirage. How sad is that? Why can't Ford, a great American car company, have a vehicle that is less than $20,000? Ford should get back to their roots. Henry Ford came out with the Model T, which was quite basic, so that everyday Americans could afford to purchase one. I'm not saying that Ford can't offer vehicles with a variety of luxury features and all types of electronic gizmos. They certainly can do that. But I think they really need to give some consideration to manufacturing an entry-level car that everyday Americans can afford without having to go into mountains of debt. According to the article that I referenced, the 5 vehicles that are available for less than $25,000 new include the Mitsubishi Mirage at $19,205, Kia Rio, $20,157, Nissan Versa, $20,763, Hyundai Venue, $23,971, and Nissan Sentra, $23,994. Why is Ford not on this list? Ford really needs to get back to basics. Manufacture a vehicle that everyday people can afford. With regard to vehicles that are available for less than $25,000 new, why do we only have 5 import vehicles on this list? Why is there not a single domestic vehicle on this list for less than $25,000 new? Do you see something wrong with this picture? I really think a lot of automotive manufacturers need to get back to basics, quit selling video games on wheels, and instead manufacture some basic cars, trucks, and vans for everyday people. With interest rates as high as they are now, a lot of people are going into debt and taking on these 72-month and 84-month vehicle loans in order to buy a new vehicle. When is this madness going to stop? Will we see 96-month car loans at some point? Will we see 108-month car loans at some point? I never thought we would see 84-month car loans. People are throwing away so much money on interest right now. Some of these automotive manufacturers need to have their engineers focus on building a reliable 4-cylinder engine and 6-cylinder engine and bare bones basic 8-cylinder engine. We've been manufacturing cars for over a century. Engineers can learn from mistakes of the past. and engineer some engines that are very reliable and easy to maintain. Parts and shop rates have gotten out of hand. Individuals need to be able to service their own vehicles again. Start manufacturing vehicles that everyday people can work on. Not everyone can afford these high prices at the dealership or even at a third-party mechanic. Unfortunately, our government and many of the auto manufacturers are heavily focused on EV technology right now. That's what's popular right now, and the government is incentivizing EV technology. I personally would prefer to see reliable, fuel-efficient, internal combustion engine vehicles and more hybrid vehicles. Hybrid vehicles give you the best of both worlds. You can have great fuel economy and you don't have to worry about the charging infrastructure. What do you think about all this? Do you own an EV? Are you happy with your EV? If so, let me know about it in the comments section below. If you're someone who would never entertain the idea of purchasing an EV, let me know why in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Please keep in mind, nothing in this video is automotive advice or financial advice. If you need advice of any kind, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. I want to extend a special thanks to all of my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.